Hi there, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Unapologetic with Lorelei. And on my next video, perhaps you've seen more of my videos, perhaps not. Anyhow, it's great to see you here. And like usually, I am going to flip the screen soon and show you the surroundings where I am at this moment. The birds are really chatting away at the moment because it's almost evening and a little bit later in the day than I normally do, but it's certainly a nice vibe this time of the day, just before, well, I think around sunset now. So my topic for today is something like this. What I want to say was like some things that come on your path and is on your path and on your journey that don't seem to make sense on paper anymore. It feels a certain way and it feels right, but on paper it doesn't. And which thing are you going to follow? Are you going to follow your how it feels, or are you going to follow how it looks on paper and say no, this is not for me, or I have to switch things or do things differently? Or are you saying no, I'm going to trust my gut here and pursue what I'm doing here, and I'm going to follow my gut. It's an important decision, and a lot of things can depend on that. So before I'm going to talk more about this, I'm going to flip the screen, show you, as I said, where I'm walking. I'm not walking far away from my house at this particular moment because it's almost getting dark, and I'm not as brave to go and walk in the forest in the dark by myself. So I'm going to flip the screen and walk with me, hopefully, and we'll talk more about how things look not so good anymore on paper, but how it still does feel good. So walk with me. I'm gonna flip the screen right now. Right. Perhaps you can still hear the birds a little bit through um, my noise canceling microphone. I don't know how much you can still hear of it, but they are chatting away. I can assure you. And but as I said, I'm not far away from my house here, and this is actually, well, to say it mildly, this is my street. This is the street where I'm living. It's in the forest, and as you can see, there's not a real street. It's not paved. It's just, well, when it's raining, there's a lot of mud and a lot of bumps and in between. And I spent some extra tires on it, I can tell you, but it's still wonderful to be here and to live here. And it's calm, it's quiet, and whenever I feel like going to the city, I will. But it also gives you time to reflect sometimes, to live in the forest, and yeah, it can give you some breathing space. This is my neighbor's house. Oh, well, if you can call it neighbors, though. Still a little bit further away from me than what you would expect of neighbors to be. But I think it's kind of strange, isn't it, that things can just don't look good on paper at all, and um, still it feels right for you, and you tend to follow your path. Because it's like how the mind can write lists, and all the pros and cons we do sometimes, and we have the strategy and the timelines, and it all still feel very confused, while your body, with no no words at all actually, says simple things like yes or no. And it shouldn't be that hard to follow. Of course, you're going to be doubting yourself because you tend to believe what's on paper as well. But I guess for most of my life, I trusted my logic first, and I felt that safer, and I looked more responsible, and it made my decisions easier to explain to other people because they could follow. But the older I got, the more I realized that that's not really me, and that deep down in my heart, I tend to I want to believe other things. I want to trust my gut more, rather than following all the logic and the right things to do. And you know, for me, logic, it can be loud. It can be very loud in your mind, in life itself. It can be pretty loud and pretty evasive, as if you can call it like that. But for me, alignment and how I sometimes call it natural harmony, it feels much more quiet. And it's that quiet things are often more the things that I trust. I don't know if you can resonate to any of it what I'm saying. Maybe you think this lady is just rambling away in her forest. But I'm not. And okay, my English is not my mother tongue, so I do hope that despite my grammar mistakes or sometimes maybe even wrongfully use of words, I can still make sense of what I'm. You can still make sense of what I'm saying, and You might even pass it on to other people who might need to hear this, because we all have to deal with this sometimes, I believe. And for me, some of the best decisions I've ever made, they looked completely irrational from the outside, and leaving places that looked stable, and I stepped into something what I felt more alive for me anyhow. And saying no to opportunities that made perfect sense on paper, but it just tightened my chest and my stomach, and it didn't feel good. And everybody around you says, "Oh, you're crazy, and it's such a good thing here, and you got such a good deal here, or things are going just so well now." And I said, "Well, that might be, but it just doesn't feel that way." And there's something that nobody tells you, you know, that your body understands your future much, much, much long before your mind can justify it. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but probably you have sometimes an inner conflict, and then you better trust your gut. It could also be the opposite. I have fear of heights, and even I might be blindfolded, but my body will tell me when I am stepping on stairs or going into heights, and it's just your body. Your body tells you what it tells you, and I think. For me, I'm 63 years of age now, and I believe strongly in it that I should be listening to it, listening to my body in that respect. Not just listen to your body whether it's hungry or it's not hungry, but you can listen to it for many reasons. And it's like your mind needs some evidence, but your body doesn't. And your mind, it wants a roadmap, but your body only wants resonance. It only needs resonance. That's all it needs. And your mind wants analysis, and your body just wants response. Can you get that? Can you follow my chain of thought here? And perhaps you don't agree with me at all. This is all fine, of course, because my channel here is built on my experiences, my insights, and my thoughts. And yes, some people will resonate, and somebody will totally not, or think the opposite of what I'm thinking and or what I'm saying, and that's fine too. It's all right as long as it's you and it feels good for you. And I think you have to learn to trust your response, and the expansion, and the softening, and the sense of it's right for me. When your body says it's right for me, and it's a little voice inside of you whispers, "This is right for me." And it's one of the most powerful shifts that you can have. It's what you can make, even. And people might question your choices. Of course they will. And they might want explanations. And they might say, "Oh no, it's risky, and it's or it's unrealistic, or it's inconvenient, or it's unnecessary." All of that they will be saying. And you know, they might be saying all of that. But for me, my alignment rarely asks for permission, and so I listen to that. I don't ask for permission. I don't ask for confirmation. I don't ask for none of that. I think I'm beyond that phase in my life now, and I had enough life experience to allow myself to do it that way, and to break myself free from any kind of approval in that respect. But it also feels like a relief, and it also feels like integrity. It still does, and it feels like it feels like coming home. It's getting really darker here now, so the sun has set in already for quite a while now. But I hope you can still see something. There's a light from where the sunset is. A couple of days ago, there was a beautiful, yeah, beautiful sky, and so many beautiful colors. But of course, I'm now here in the forest, and I don't have a free sight on the whole sunset thing. But you know, coming back on where you are in life. I mean, if you're standing at a crossroad right now, if one option makes more sense on paper, but the other makes more sense in your body, I would say lean into the one that feels the most honest to you, and the path that feels like you. I don't want to be preaching here, but I strongly recommend that if you want any kind of true, true aligned happiness in your life, I think you should follow that feeling, because I believe you're not building a life that looks good from the outside. I mean, you have to build a life you can actually live inside, and feel inside, and feel wholesome because of it. So pretty serious words for at the end of my video here. Um, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can enjoy a little bit of the street that I'm showing you where I am living. It's really getting dark here and now. So I have to, because my children will get worried if they know I'm walking around here in the dark. And they are worried when I'm doing little funny things like this. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you enjoyed my words. And I do hope to see you next time in my next video. And if you like it, you can also subscribe to my channel. I will be posting every day. And you can also give a thumbs up, or you can reply, or give me a comment. Let me know how you experience things and how you work them through in your life. So with that, I'm saying I wish you a very good day. Take care of yourself. Take very, very good care of yourself and your loved ones. And I really hope to see you next time in my next video. Bye.